All right. So, for example, you're gonna see candles like, let's use this right here. I'm gonna zoom all the way in. Just make sure you guys can see. All right. All right. All right. So, like I said, you will consider this to be the order block. All right. So, this candle, for example, see this candle right here. All right. See this candle right here. Yeah. You want to look for the candle that basically created the imbalance, right? That where remember where the market is not balanced out, right? You want to look for that first candle. Remember, imbalance is a three candle pattern, right? A three candlestick pattern. Okay. You want to look for the first candle. That's what has your attention. So, for example, right? So for example, this candle right here created your imbalance, right? This is candle number one, right? You got candle number two, candle number three. You got imbalance created right here. There is a space basically here, right? That price didn't, that price was just trading in one direction, right? It's the simplest way you can put it right now, okay? Um, we did videos and so forth as relates to imbalance, right, guys? So we got definitely go over those, yeah. So you're looking at this area here, all right, and as I show you, look and see how the market trades back into it, okay? So you have this candle right here, that's what creating imbalance, but you can see engulfing candle, okay? Candle engulfed, boom, took out previous candle, okay? So this candle right here would be considered to be your order block, okay? So you see price push down, boom, 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 boom. Right afterwards, market came right back up into that area, all right, and fluctuated, etc. Then price again, right, give us this candle here, all right, created the imbalance. Okay, so the imbalance, you see the imbalance was created here. This three candlestick pattern, one, two, three, all right, and between here and here, all right, is where imbalance was basically created. Everybody following? All right. And that space right there is where the imbalance was basically created. And you're looking for price to come back up into this order block, came pretty close, and then boom, down again. All right. If you look here, once again, you see this candle here, engulfing candle, imbalance created. Yeah. This space right here. This is your order block. You're looking for price to basically follow suit right away through, right? So you see how here you had price push down, come back up, price push down, come back up, price push down, came back up, right? Boom, market push down. And we had another right here, all right? So what created the imbalance? Boom, this three candlestick pattern, one, two, three, boom. Market came right back up into that area, all right? And then we go on again. Everybody following? Everybody following? Yeah, all clear. That makes sense. Anybody lost? And if you lost, you gotta say why you lost, you know? or where you're lost. Let me see. Okay, all right. So everybody good so far. Okay, good. Trusting that everybody's good. All right. So when it's unclear, leave it. Okay, like if it is not clear, like if it is like you want to trade easy, always remember that. All right. Like for me, I trade easy. If it is not clear, I don't trade it. Right? So for example, like this, no, where we have our price basically trade a bit balanced, I guess, here, right? Like we didn't have much imbalance. But for me, if I had to, right, this would be the only area that I would take it from. So because we got this engulfing candle, so like here, right, I will be looking for price as much as possible to come back up within this area. So regardless of how low the market is, right, market is all the way down here, right, we're looking for one thing, to sell as high as possible. Okay, that is it. You want to sell as high as humanly possible. It's either the market is going to come back or it will not. Sometimes you will miss it, right? But trust and believe, like just like how we saw here, like how many opportunities you had on one trade. You have one, two, three, four opportunities here, right? On one trade, when you're on, remember, you're on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, very important. 15-minute time frame. So you know that, or you know the area that you're looking at, right? Correct. Like Shaki said, never be too quick to click buy or sell. All right. If you don't see it, then it ain't there. That's the way it operate, right? It ain't there for me. It might be there for somebody else, but it ain't there for me. I don't see it. So I'm not trading what I do not see. Okay. So, because then you end up trading a lot of emotions and so forth, right? So now this is the move again down, right? Same thing. You could go boom. You'll be looking at basically within this area to take a sell. Price didn't come back, all right? And that's just the win, right? It ain't come back. Well, obviously, it didn't come back yet, but then it came back here, right? Boom. Trying to zoom out. Where did zoom go? All right, all right. So we got price came down and it left. See, this is the thing, left all of this imbalance here. Okay, price left all this imbalance. In your mind, you missed that trade. You know what I mean? In your mind, you missed that trade. Yeah. Opportunity presented itself here that you could have taken a sell, right? But this for me, so I'm let you know, this for me here, taking a sell would be risky. Yeah. Why? Let me help you. So although yeah, it played out, but for me, this would be a risky trade. Why? Because all this imbalance right here. Yeah, you guys following? All of this imbalance right here, right? So at any point, yeah, you say, okay, well, price come down, push back up, and then it drop again. Yeah, it did phenomenal, right? But for me, I'm looking at, okay, there's imbalance up here, right? So price could come through this, right? At any point. The sell is, like Steph said, the sell too low for me. All right, it's too low for me from the height. Okay, so if I had to put a sell in at this point, you know what's gonna happen, all right? Is either I'm gonna accept my risk being very small right here, like my stop loss would be like right here, or I know that price, the potential for price to come back up here is very likely, and then we're gonna put in a stop loss right above here, which says to me, you could wait, bro. All right, just wait for price to come back up here to then sell it. Everybody following? All right. So these types of trades, they're risky, right? They may play out sometimes, but they're risky for me, and that's why I don't like them. Right? I don't take them. Yeah, as much as like the if I take it, I know that it's short term. Okay, and I'm gonna show you how I take it if you come to the boot camp. All right, so everybody following me so far? All right. But we see here, even like this, all right? We see here like this. Seth, I see in like Bukan fam. I see in a long time, boy. Shh, Seth boy incognito. All right, watch this. So, okay, cool. So for example, here now we got price come all the way back up. Look at this, right? Now here's what happens. Here's what happens at this point, right? I'm showing you this as it occurs. Somebody is gonna see this and say, okay, well, price broke a height, all right? Price broke a height. And then what's going to happen is they're looking for market to pull back for them to buy, all right? But really and truly, right, at this point here is literally just Price just pull back now and fill the imbalance, right? To continue this sell down, right? Price didn't break any structure, right? Market didn't break any structure. It's just the market did not pull back as yet, right? We just had deeper um price just created deeper lows, right? Before it actually went ahead and pulled back. Yeah. So note, all right. So note, we use this area right here. Although this is a pattern that the market always follows, right? Remember, this is how the market is going to go. It's going to get lows, going to get lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? It's not going to be perfect, right? So, for example, you may see a pull market might do like this and then do like this, right? No, the purpose of price pulling back up like this. What's the purpose of price pulling back up like this? Somebody tell me, right? This part right here, where the market comes back up high like this and comes back up high like this. What's the purpose of the market doing that? A correction. Continue. Anybody else? Continue. Elaborate it. To push lower to collect liquidity. Uh-huh. From 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 use simple terms from what they taught you guys. To balance out. Correct. All right. C branch. Correct. Right? To buy, remember, always remember this. The market is doing two things. Rebalancing itself. If you remember that the market has to rebalance itself, right, at some point, right, then you know, okay, well, great, price pulling back up here is just the market rebalancing itself. So if the market does not pull back up high, right, if we don't get a high pullback like this, all right, and market just comes here and drops, what does that say to me? It says to me that the market hasn't rebalanced itself as yet. Yeah, it says to me that price hasn't rebalanced itself as yet. So then when this happened, it's not a break of structure. Yeah, it's not a break of structure. It's just the market balancing itself, right? Structure within structure, because that's all it is, to be honest. So that's where you just gotta just track it, see what's going on, right? And that's why it has made a lot of sense to trade one pair. So you can just track it, right? So you know, okay, if I go to sleep, if I don't trade today, and then look at the chart and they come back tomorrow, like I know where the chart at. I don't gotta try to figure it out. You know what I mean? So it's just you just track it and you see, okay, cool, price, didn't balance itself out. We still in sales, right? So I don't get caught up and thinking, okay, well, cool, price broke structure, looking to buy. Absolutely not. It's just the market is just, balancing itself out to then go ahead and create lower lows. All right. And then we go from there. So we making sense? Everybody following? Yeah. All clear? Okay, cool. All right. No, this is the thing. All right. This is the thing. All of this, remember, all of this, we're tracking all of this on a 15-minute time frame, literally. All right. So we know overall. So that's why sometimes what's important is when you come out, when you're like, if you're on this time frame trading, you take in these sells and so forth, right? What's good at some point is just step out, right? When it's a step out, let me step out a time frame, like see it as zoom it out, right? Let me see where we are at, right? Have we reached, right? Have we reached lows? Like where are we currently in the market? Are we at a point where price could reverse, right? Have we got into a demand zone, right? It's important that you step out to the market to see, okay, this is where I'm at. All right, cool, right? We can step back in because okay, like I'm not in a demand zone or anything as yet. I can keep selling, all right? I can keep selling, right? Unless structure starts to change within here, I could just keep taking sells, all right? So then you could step back down onto the time frame that you are trading. I really and truly, if you're trading gold and stuff, like, bro, 15-minute time frame is very fun, right? Because you could capture a lot of pips in these moves, right? You don't gotta be, trying to hit all these home runs. You could capture, smaller moves in the markets because like from here to here, like that's like a 400 pip move on a 15-minute time frame. You know what I mean? Right? That's like a 400 pip. a 400 pip move on 50 minutes. You don't get caught up, in like the bigger time frames and so forth, right? Sometimes I have the wrong FBG. Okay, no problem. We're gonna get into stuff, right? All right. So here, now you fill the imbalance, great. You trade into an area that, caught your attention, etc. Right? You trade into an order block, boom, you took the sell. All right. Now, we're looking for is for price to break. Yeah. So remember, for you to continue, oops, for you to continue obviously selling, what you want to see is that these highs push and break these lows, right? These highs push and break these lows. Okay. These highs, right? Push and break these lows. All right. These we'll call this, all right, the actual low. All right, and you want to see the high, go ahead and break the low. Once price breaks the low, then you know, okay, we're continuing in this downtrend. Okay. Now this move here, right? Like price went into some consolidation. So it's like we didn't break the low, right? Like we didn't break the low as yet. Let me see. All right. So price went in to some consolidation because we didn't take the high either, right? And that's where like you gotta know now, okay, all right, cool. This is where you gotta pay attention to where we at in the market now, right? Is it okay? Price was going down, it was going down, it was breaking lows, it was creating lower lows and so forth. No, we just consolidating, right? We're not creating any lower lows, but we're not creating any we're not taking any highs either. Okay. Price is creating lower highs still, but we aren't creating any lower lows as yet. Okay. So we still on the bias to sell. Okay. Because price didn't take the high. Everybody following me? All right. We still biased to sell, although. Okay. But we know, okay, basically the market consolidating. Yeah. That's it. The market consolidating. And the truth is, when the market consolidating, like I tell you guys all the time, you can literally buy at the lows and sell at the highs. Yeah, like within that range, right? Within that range. So you would know this is the range that you're playing in. Here and here is the range that you're playing in. If you are going to go about it in that manner, right? Like if you are going to buy at the bottom, sell at the top, right? Buy at the bottom, sell at the top, right? Just know this is the range you are playing in. Okay. All right. So everybody good? Everybody got me? Everybody following? All right. So literally, once again, that's how you approach the market. So until price takes the low, right? Until price goes ahead and takes the low, which would be here, right? Be looking for the push that actually like caused the low to basically be broken, right? So you'll be looking for, so if it is a case where you had price push here, right? You were selling, within this range, you're looking at same things, right? Zoom back in. All right. You're looking at the same things. So back up here, right? Price push down. You're looking to sell again, right? Look at what I'm saying here. So it's not that it is wrong, right? You just know what's happening. Okay. So remember, same candle. Let me explain what I was about to say just now. One sec, right, guys? So order block, all right? So engulfing candle, boom, candle that created the imbalance. Imbalance is left behind here. You're looking at this, you're literally looking at this candle right here, right? You're literally looking at this candle here to basically sell within this area. Okay, so you guys see how you can identify the areas, right? Pretty simple. If it's up here, right, you're looking at this candle right here, right, for your cells. Price come back up, boom, look, execute. Okay, market push down, right? You waiting for price to come back up in that area. Price comes back in that area, right? Bam, can execute. Okay, so You seeing what I'm saying? Right here, you got another one, yes. But remember what I said, imbalance left behind, right? The imbalance left behind. So if, for example, you took this, right? You took this and you sold on this with a stop loss just above, you're gonna get lashed, right? Price can trade into some type of imbalance here, right? Like it did right here, basically I'm pushed back down. Like I said, it's a riskier type of setup. Okay, it's a riskier type of setup. It's not saying that it's impossible, but the actual move will come when price balances itself. Okay, which is when it trades into this imbalance back up here. You good? You following? Everybody following? Yeah. So what's important, obviously, you guys, is to like go just literally go through a chart. You know what I mean? And to do this over and over and over, right? Just go through a chart, right? And look for those things. Okay. So if here is where price started to push from, right? You just say, okay, cool. This is the candle here. Same thing again. Then, like you'll be looking for price, back up within those areas once again. Okay. Until it drops and does not give you that opportunity. Like I said, price is not always going to come back, right? But when it does, you know that you solid with that trade, right? You know that your risk will be great and your reward will be greater. Okay. So price comes down, pushes down here, right? You got like a strong push, market traded, basically balance at this point, right? If you look at it, you'll see, basically market balanced itself back out, right? Attempted to here, right? Push lower, pull back up. So filled all this imbalance here, push lower, left imbalance right around here. All right, let me zoom in so you guys can see. All right. So left imbalance, so that imbalance was filled here. Yeah, it didn't really leave any imbalance. If you look at it, you see that price pushed down. This candle came right back up here to fill this imbalance here. All right. Then this push down, had imbalance here, candle came back up, fill that. Price push down, all the way down, right? Ran back up, grabbed any liquidity that was sitting here from all these wicks and so forth, dropped again, imbalance clear, right? Price traded right back up, all right? Traded right back up, boom, back down again, okay? So that's what we're looking for. Just look for the imbalance, right? Imbalance was created here, right? Imbalance was created here. Price came up, boom, filled the imbalance, continue to go down, right? Push right back up, dropped again. Like you seeing it here, how it occurs. Okay. Price created imbalance here, left imbalance here as well. So it's like whenever, especially with gold, I find, right? Just find the extreme, right? Find the extreme. If you get the extreme, you're good still. Right? When I say the extreme, I mean, yeah, we got areas here where price was imbalanced, but we see how price traded to some imbalance that was just above it. Okay. And once you can identify that, all right, once you can identify that, you see how price, trades through it into a higher area. Okay. How about knowing when consolidation will end, catching an early move if we already know it will for our workload structure. Yeah, you just always sell. Like just stay on the sell side, because the market hasn't given you, so to answer your question, the market hasn't given you anything as yet to buy or to say that okay, well, price is gonna break to the upside. Right? Like we've been going down, we've been selling, right? So price didn't take the highs, is the highs here, market is still giving you like lower highs, printing lower highs just isn't printing any lower lows. So it's just any opportunity, just try to get the sell, right? Uh, any opportunity, just sell because you'll be on the right side. So if price breaks and goes through, right, you're on the right side of things. That's it, right? So you don't gotta I guess when it's just, you know, it's just you could have your target, right? Lower, right? Like beyond the imbalance, which would be below this low, right? You could target that area every time you sell. And it's just when it's gonna happen, right? And that's once you're on the right side of things, you're good. All right. Once you're on the right side of things, you get price comes down, price some pushes down, right? You do the same thing again. All right. So you're looking for where's the imbalance, all right? Especially if you're somebody like you, secure that whole trades, right? You will be, okay, cool, selling this. Boom. Price takes my low. You could target lows every time, right? You could target lows every time. And you're just looking for imbalance. Like, it's basically trade very even. This was weird here, right? But that looked like the imbalance that was created here. It probably was a Sunday. Nope, it was a Wednesday. All right. But here, yeah. So, that's how you get. You just identify the areas, right? So you know for future, okay, this is where basically where I'm looking at. Yeah. All right. Cool. So everybody follow? It makes sense? We're tracking. Everybody tracking. All right. Okay, good. All right. Now, what you would do, all right, so let me show you this. No. So what you would do is that, okay, cool. From any area, right? From any area that was previously low, right? So for example, we had price come up, you know, did all its thing, consolidated here for a bit, and then created this low, and then push and created this high. All right. So it's like this low here to quote this high that was here. All right. So we know that there's a measure of demand sitting here, right? There were some buyers sitting in this area right here, right? So although yes, you're looking at these lows, there is an area here that price can push from. Okay. So remember, you gotta look at trading objective all the time. So it's like, okay, if price came here, was consolidating, right, and then it pushed from here, that means buyers stepped in at this particular point to cause the market to push up. That makes sense? All right, I mean, that makes sense, guys. All right, buyers stepped in at this point to cause the market to push up. So with that in mind, right? So with that in mind, right, you see, for example, here how we had engulfings and so forth, right? Price came back. We know that this is a demand area. We know that this is a demand area. All here is a demand, right? So that's where buyers were at some point. Okay. So here, right, this entire area, all these engulfings, everything within the area. All right. Literally, we could pull this whole area as an area to look at, right? Good. So, for example, let me stretch it out. All right. So you can see that, for example, that's only 1 hour. If we went to the 4 hour, all right? All right. So you see this right here? Boom. Engulfing candle right here. All right. So we know that this is the area that we will pay attention to. All right. Pretty simple. Okay. Buyers were sitting here at some point, caused market to push. Boom. Great. So if price came back to that area now, right? And price came back to that area now, is that all right, cool. Right? The potential for price to buy, it is there. Yeah, the potential for price to push back up is there. Great. Right? Now, here's the thing. We know on the overall perspective, the overall perspective, no. right, is that this was a supply zone, right? We had a major amount of cells, etc., took place from here. This is a supply zone. So we could literally, right, if we do get the buys, we could buy this back up here, right? And the possibility for price to come back up to this point and drop through is there as well. Just be objective. Okay. So price was coming down, coming down, coming down, hit a demand zone, right? But we know the sell pressure is strong as well, right? So price could trade back up into this area and it could push and go down again, right? So this is gonna help, like with targeting and so forth, right? So and this is just my perspective of the market, okay? So if, for example, right, see how we're looking at all this on a 4 hour perspective, we just got the cells on a 15-minute, okay? But you see the same thing occur. Engulfing candle on a 4 hour. Price came back up, boom, into that area, it dropped. Okay. Engulfing candle here on a 4 hour perspective. Okay. So it would not be wrong to say, okay, well, if price comes back up, I don't want to extend it. All right. If price came back up into that area, right, it would not be wrong to say, okay, well, let me take profit within here. I didn't say sell. Let me take profit within here because price could basically react within here and push back down, and then could go high again, right? Um, my my take on when price trades into demand and we get reactions and so forth like this, right? I try not to sell, in these areas back down, into demands and so forth because market already pushing price up within here, right? So price comes back down within this area, then let's see if we can find that back. All right. So if you had that area, for example, marked on your, all right, if you had that marked on your chart, so okay, price reached, into this area, you say, all right, I know that I am not looking to sell anymore. All right. I'm not looking for sales. So price is in a demand. So immediately your perspective now should now shift. So okay, let me start to look at how I could buy this market. All right. Let me look at how I could buy this market. So you're looking for buys as much as possible. All right. And what you could do is, on that 4 hour, right? You may be able to even do it on a 1 hour perspective as well, right? Just look like 50% of the area. Yeah. I got 50% of the area. So, like you're not looking to really buy until price trades down into that area about 50%. Or you just look for, like I showed you guys on a 1 hour perspective, look for the engulfing candle, right? Look for the engulfing candle. What do you mean, Kay? All right. So we're looking left for the engulfing. Where's the engulfing? All right. See engulfing candle here, right? Right. We're looking within this area right here. Okay. The engulfing right here. We're looking within this area here. Okay. So price comes down into that area. Then we're looking for price, right? To give us some type of signal that we are now looking to buy. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But the same pattern, etc., follows right away through. Okay. Same pattern. So if it is buys, you're doing the same thing. So here, right? What we doing? Somebody tell me. Right here. What going on here? Let me see. Somebody tracking. All right, good. Correct. Order block, right? Boom. All right. Order block right here. Imbalance and so forth created here. All right. Price push up. It pull back, right? Watch you see pattern form, right? We're looking to buy as low as possible. Remember, we're looking for bites, right? So we're looking to buy as low as possible now. So it pushed up, great. We got the order block now, great. We're looking to buy within this area. That's it. All right. Boom. Then you got the move you're actually looking for. All right. Then we're looking to buy as low as possible once again. Okay. So you're looking for that order block, right? Which then will put you like around here. All right. Might not get it. Yeah, missed it. All right. Nonetheless, you know, you understand the concept. Okay. So price push up. All right. This little pullback wasn't really, a pullback, as you guys can see. Yeah, price push up from it. So if price comes back down into it, don't think break a structure. Just think we come to fill the imbalance, right? I was here. And then boom, gone again. Yeah, we good? Everybody follow? So like this one like gone, gone. All right, like I want to come back like that. Okay. And like I said, sometimes that will happen. You know what I mean? Sometimes the market will go and leave you sitting waiting for it, right? But price into demand, so you're just looking for buys, right? Price come buy into the demand, you're looking for buys. You're not looking to sell, right? You're looking for buys. Okay. So at any time, right? So no, market literally came all the way back up, grab all this liquidity, etc., back into a supply. Like it's like we build up some more selling pressure to push down again, right? And we do the same thing over and over again. Right? We good? Everybody follow? Looking for some buys on gold? No, but it looked like it going, boy. It did. All right. So it's even current, all right? So you see what I'm saying? Current, same thing. I hope that ain't tap me out, boy. That would be so annoying if it did. Anyway, so here, all right. So looking at the same thing, boom. That would be so annoying. First, tap me over, true. So you see how price push up, boom, came right back down into this area, imbalance, etc. Or the block, boom, back into this area, literally wicked and gone. All right. So same thing, right? Same thing. Like this is our perspective. Yeah, this is our perspective here, where you had, right, where you had engulfing candle, right? Boom, push up, come back down, right? So you can actually see price, like go much higher, right? So it's well, a few things. Let me see, a few things. So the possibility for price to come lower with this imbalance is still definitely there, all right? That possibility is still definitely there based on everything I just showed you guys as well, all right? Um, we have price, you know, dancing around here, consolidating like crazy, all right here, push back up into this right here, all right? And then push lower, all right? Trade it back up into, we didn't have already any imbalance here, all right? We didn't really have any imbalance here. The price traded pretty balanced, all right? So this push, I would say, is a push for price to go to the upside, all right? So price pushed up, all right? Price pushed up. I would say this is a push for price to go up, pull down, all right? Maybe to mm, yeah, I don't know yet. All right, but I think I have more favorite price pushing up. right now. So we had here, so all this is imbalance, of course. So price traded into the imbalance. Remember, I told you guys price could go from the imbalance or it could go from the order block, right? So in most cases, I would take it from the order block. In a scenario like this, where price, you know, grab liquidity here, sweep the liquidity, and push it up like this, especially on a 4 hour two, trade it back down into it, right? We could get a good play from here as we are getting right now. All right. And knowing, looking at this, boom, we know it's the area that we could react in, right? So price could react within like 33, 43, 33, 44. All right. So here, all right, we could react in here. We could push back down. We could do a lot of stuff, right? But all this, still sitting here as well. Yeah. So, yep. Hope everybody clear. All right. Hope everybody understands what we went through today. All right. Is everybody clear? Okay, good. My my trade's still running. Okay. One of them get big. All right. Yeah, everybody's clear. Let me see. Yep, I feel like both moments. Some of the mistakes I'm making, need to practice more. Yeah, we clear. Everybody talk to me. Yep. All clear. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Tyrese, Trevor, clear. Shay, Seth, clear. Rachel, clear. Pedro, Marlene, Michelle, Frank. Definitely saw mistakes I was making. Derek. Okay, good, good, good. Good. All right, cool. So recap, this is what's going on with Euro GBP. All right, anybody took this trade? This was like literally like a daily engulfing. I went through it. Boom, price came back down. What's up? All right. All clear, just needs to go into practice. Correct. Definitely something. Okay, good. All right. So we had an EG, we had a gold sell, right? Now, literally, like, I'll show you that you could literally we could have sold this like all the way into this imbalance, right? It literally could have, right? Just sell it all the way down, right? All the way down into that order block, right? But we got price, they trade right down into this same area here that we're speaking about. 50%, boom, top, gone, right? Um, we had a GU sell, like a key mark called a nice sell, right? I didn't remember we had a sell in for last week. I think last week we had a sell on GU, right, from last week. So we called it out further. I was like, yeah, yep, all right, nice sell. I think it was entry was around here, right? Then that entry literally almost the same area again, right? Back around here, boom, price drop. Right? Anybody took that sell from his signal group. We give you all multiple bites, multiple. You got a GU sell today. You got a gold sell today. There was on Friday Euro JPY buying, right? I want to like barely miss this TP, right? But regardless, so you guys secure the trade, etc. Right? You just want always, like secure your trades, take partial profits, etc. Like take money off the market. You don't want to be making money and giving it back, making money and giving it back, right? We had a UJ buy, right? That went on actually that hit the second TP, right? From that was last night that we spoke about this, a buy on UJ. And this you can. This one was annoying. This was last week sometime. Price hit. first take profit area here. All right, it was a one-to-one. We called it out. We stop loss to break even, etc. Price came all the way back down, trade through it, and then we went to the sky on it, right, and hit all the TPs. Yeah. So we have some really good setups in the literally past week. You have many opportunities to make a lot of money, to be honest. So take advantage for real. All right. Take advantage. All right, guys. So I trust that everybody